Hey guys, and welcome to Thursday. I'm outside. I just got home from work. I'm outside because, the other day I walked to the cemetery. I walked through the cemetery a little bit and took some pictures. Just a couple. I showed you them. It was on like Sunday. And my legs have been itching like crazy since then. And I feel like I must have come across something that cause of that, but I don't know what it could possibly be because I was wearing jeans when it happened. My legs have been itching. There were like bumps on my legs. It wasn't like poison ivy. It's not poison ivy. I'm almost positive. I'm pretty positive it's not poison ivy, but it might be. Maybe I'm just crazy and it actually is poison ivy. But okay, so I was over here taking pictures, and so there's this bush right here with a ton of it's like a thorny bush. It doesn't seem to have any leaves left on it, so I can't tell if it's like poison ivy, or if it's some other kind of poisonous thing. But it's some kind of bush that has a ton of thorns all over it, and I don't know what it is. But when I was walking here, I accidentally stepped into it, and it like stung me a bunch with the thorns in the legs, like through my jeans a bunch. And so I'm just wondering if those thorns, the prickly things that got into my legs through the jeans, if they just like caused me to get some bumps, and now that they just kind of got itchy because all of a sudden I had these like little pinpricks in my legs, so they got itchy, and now like I've itched them so much that they're not so great. They're scabby now, I guess. I'm sorry if that's too much information, but it's just like, it's weird, and I'm trying very hard not to itch them even though they itch. They don't itch all the time, actually. It's only sometimes that they itch. It's not all the time. And like right now they feel fine, but when they do itch, I just like kind of lightly scratch them through my jeans, try not to mess them up anymore, and so that they can heal and not be constantly being messed up by me because I keep scratching them. But I think it's just the pinpricks of the thorns made it so like they felt itchy because they were just pinpricks in my legs all of a sudden. Anyway, so it's this thing right here. It's kind of dark, so you can't even see it anymore. It's starting to get dark really early, but you can see like the thorns poking out of this thing. And I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not poisonous. Like, it doesn't feel like, it's not like a rash that's spreading on my leg, and I've scratched it and scratched other parts of my body like without thinking about it, so it's like it's not spreading on my body at all, which is good. But it is for sure itchy. So anyway, I'm gonna go eat now. I got home a little bit later because I went to Savers for a specific reason today. Hey look, it's a kitty. Hi kitty. It's a black cat. Hi black cat. I hope you don't give me bad luck. I don't believe in that. You're adorable. It's perfect for Halloween. I wonder if we're ever going to get trick-or-treaters. I should ask my landlord that. Ask my landlord if trick-or-treaters come by here. Because I feel like they probably would. It's right next to a graveyard. A very large graveyard, so I'm sure some trick-or-treaters come through here. There's plenty of like little neighborhoods and houses around here, so I'm sure they do. And I don't know like if it's a huge abundance of people, but I'm sure some people could probably come. Actually, I'll show you real quick what I got from Savers, because I feel so bad because I wish Giselle could have gone. Because today they had this going on. Yesterday and today. Books 50% off. I really wish she could have been there. The books were like super disorganized though. But there was like a ton of stuff, but there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that I wanted. But I saw a couple things that I thought looked interesting, and I just grabbed. It barely cost me anything, and I'm really happy about it. So the first couple things that I got all like kind of go together. So I got these 4 books, and when you go there, plus the 50% off thing, you get like if you get 4 books, you get 1 for free. So I got these 4, and then I saw this 5th one, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to get it. But I was going to look to see if there's anything else I wanted. I didn't see anything else, so I decided to get it. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But so the first 4 they all go together. They're all by some guy named Ben Bova, and it's Venus and Saturn and Jupiter and Mercury. So there are these 4 books based on the planets of the solar system. And I don't know if there's any others for the other planets. I know there's a Mars. I don't know if there's any for the other ones. But Yeah, so they all go together really nicely, and I thought that was really cool to find them all. Thought they looked pretty awesome. So anyway, so I got those four, and then I saw this, and I was like, I do want to read this book very much so, but I wasn't sure if I wanted it in this edition, and it was a tiny bit bent on the cover, but I was like, you know what, I don't care. I'm just gonna get it and see what I think about it, read it and see what I think about it. So it's The Thousand Names by Django Wexler. This is a series I've really wanted to read. There's several books out in the series now, and ever since hearing about this first one, I've been wanting to read it. I never really saw it anywhere at a thrift store or used bookstore or whatever, so I'm really happy that I did get it. I'm happy with that decision. So anyway, I'm gonna go eat. The rest of my night tonight is pretty much all reading and writing, so that'll be fun. And we're about to go to sleep now.
Yes, I'm very tired.
Yeah.
But we had some exciting things to talk about. Mainly one exciting thing, because today there was an announcement for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. I saw it earlier today, and I sent Giselle a message about it, and she hadn't heard about it, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, I just hadn't, right after he sent it to me, I, went on YouTube, and I just updated my, subscription box, and there were, 4 videos about it. So I think I would have heard it.
I knew people in your YouTube subscription box are subscribed to a lot of gaming people.
Yeah, I know I would have heard about it right after,
yeah,
but...
I knew they eventually would have gotten to you, but I was excited to tell you, so...
Yeah, so in case any of you don't know what the Nintendo Switch is, we will obviously link the trailer for it that came out today. It was just actually a pretty long promotional trailer showing the features.
It isn't that long. It's only 3.5 minutes, but it feels like it's really long for some reason when you're watching it.
3.5 minutes is a long time for a console trailer.
Yeah, well, it's a new console from Nintendo. It's been called the Nintendo NX for a while, NX, and it's been there behind, it's what they've been working on for a while, and so they released the Wii U, which was a bad decision, which a lot of people
was that 3 years ago or 4?
I don't know.
It was a while ago.
It was widely regarded as a bad decision and not a good console.
Marketing / game releases for the console / marketing, it just was all over horrible. Yeah. So we wanted to talk a little bit about the Switch and our thoughts on it.
I mean, from what we've seen so far, if it works the way the trailer shows it working,
it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited.
There's I've seen concern being yeah, people show us things like that. It looks really cool in concept in the trailer or whatever, but is it actually going to be that awesome? But I feel like it's going to be that awesome.
But I feel like any game would work on this.
Yeah, I feel like it's just going to be... The way they've set it up, it looks like so much fun. So I guess even without... If you haven't seen the trailer, if you don't feel like going to watch it, it's a console that you can play on your TV, like a normal... all the Nintendo systems, PlayStation, Xbox. It's a Wii, I guess. It's a console. But the console also can be taken out of this little thing, and it's got a screen. So you can take the screen out, and it automatically goes from being a console game that you play on your TV to being a handheld console.
With the buttons on the side.
So that you get a controller.
Similar to the gamepad for the Wii U.
Yeah, it looks similar. You get this little controller that has these things that come off, these sides that come off, and you can snap them onto the sides of the screen and use that as your controller.
Like any handheld system, just a little bit bigger. Or you can take those off and set it away from you and play it on a little screen, if you're traveling, and then just have the little things in your hands.
Yeah, and then the two sides that you use on the two screens, so you can see the two sides that you have. Both of them can be taken off, and both can be used as a controller. So two people can play you can play 2-player games on this one tiny little screen that you can play. You can play it as a handheld console. You can play it as a 2-player, portable console.
Yeah.
Or you can play it as a console on your TV. It looks really cool. I love the design of it.
The only thing I would be concerned about is if there's going to be a lot of loading time or buffers or
people
crashes.
Also brought up battery life.
Yeah, so those are the things I'm concerned about, but I feel like Nintendo's products usually have pretty good battery life. Like, I've never.
And I can imagine that when it's docked there as a console, it's going to be charging. So like as long as you keep it on its dock, where it as a
Whenever
console,
you're not using
whenever
it.
you're not using it as a handheld device, if you have it docked as a console device to be used on the TV, it's almost definitely going to be charging it while that's happening. So it should be constantly charged if you're using it the way it's supposed to be used. If you're using it as a console to handheld device, like back
Yeah.
and forth like that, it should.
But
You should be able to keep
the
charged.
idea is that you can just switch it whenever you want to. Hence
Yeah.
the name, the Switch. Which I was
Yeah.
like, Switch. That's interesting because we really haven't seen too much about it, except
Yeah.
for that it would probably have like a screen, like a gamepad, like the Wii U did.
Yeah.
And like I really didn't know much more about it. And then seeing it, I got into like the first like 10 seconds of the trailer and I was like, the name makes sense. I get it before I even saw like what it looked like.
Yeah, like
because I saw the little icon for the Switch and I was like, that looks cool.
I like their little logo for it because it works just so it's like the two sides of the controller that you
Yeah.
put on either side of the screen, and it like in the trailer it shows you playing a game on the TV, and then like you don't even have to do anything, you just take it right out of the console dock, and it's still the game you're playing. Like you don't have to do anything, you can like pause it, pull it out, and it's still the game you're playing.
Yeah.
Like you don't lose any time between the two.
Like, I'm just really hoping that's like a smooth transaction. It should be. And if they're showing it that way and marketing it that way, I'm just like slightly concerned about that. But honestly,
I mean, they're setting up a lot of people for disappointment if it doesn't work that way.
I'm
So
so excited.
if it doesn't work the exact way that they showed it in the trailer, then they're setting up a lot of people for disappointment. But I'm sure that I don't think they would have done it now. They've been working on it for such a long time that I don't think they would have released it now if it didn't work the way they wanted it to.
Wasn't perfect. Nintendo is a subject I'm very passionate about, especially Nintendo marketing, and whoever is in charge of naming Nintendo consoles have really sucked in the past long time.
Yeah.
And Nintendo's never been very good at that, and since there's so many really inexpensive, really accessible, really easy to get a hold of and inexpensive, and just like there's so many things to rival Nintendo, that it does have its like main franchises that do keep it afloat.
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like Nintendo has been digging itself into a hole, mostly with marketing, where there are all these other things that work so well that unless you're like on your game 100%, you're gonna like go under. And I've been watching Nintendo and seeing their bad choices, and I'm just so excited about this. Like I'm so excited. You just have no idea. Because the Wii is not the best name in the world. Whatever, it's fine. Moving on from that, though.
I hated the name the Wii when I first announced it. So.
But having the Wii U, which a lot of people didn't even realize it was a separate console, like, and parents wouldn't buy that for their kids unless they, like, really looked into it because they'd be like, oh, it's just, like, the Wii, right?
You already have a Wii. Why do you need a Wii U? It's the same thing, isn't it? Like,
where they're completely different things with completely different games and all this stuff. And then, like, the Nintendo DS, which was good. And then there was the DSi and the DS Lite and all these things. And then there was, like, the Nintendo 3DS and the Nintendo 2DS, which is the worst console ever. I hate the 2DS.
And then they did the 3DS XL, 3D, and then...
The new 3DS.
The new 3DS XL.
There's literally a game console called the new 3DS.
XL.
So
the new 3DS XL.
But, like, if you buy a used new 3DS, like, it's so stupid. It's the worst name in the whole world for a console. Almost as worse than the 2DS, but they're both horrible. And I just, like, I've just seen this pit that Nintendo's digging themselves in where, like, there's... The market for video games is the best it's been.
Yeah.
Ever.
And it's only going to get better.
And so
bigger.
many good quality games are coming out. I was comparing it to like Stardew Valley, where this game that was created by one person did everything in the whole entire game all by themselves. Music, programming, everything. That if one person can create a game that has 97% positivity rating out of 30,000 ratings on Steam, that you have to work really hard to keep up with the market.
Yeah, people can create these amazing games. Like
Anyone can do it.
We were playing To the Moon on our gaming channel for a little bit. We never finished it. But that was created, it was created by multiple people, but it was like put together and designed, and
It's an indie game.
it was really created by this one guy. Like, it was his brainchild, and he created it using minimal tools. Like, a program called RPG Maker made that, and I think made Stardew Valley as well.
Yeah.
And just, people can make these things and make beautiful products, like Stardew Valley and To the Moon, like, that have huge approval ratings from thousands and thousands of people. Nintendo has to catch up and
Yeah.
keep caught up.
Don't even get me started on the Nintendo YouTube system as well, where Nintendo blocks like everything that has their like content in it, and so they're also
My whole Wind Waker Let's Play on the gaming channel
yeah, like
totally was copyrighted by all of them were copyrighted by
so
Nintendo.
like people who are making their livings off of playing Nintendo games had to stop playing Nintendo games because they can't make their living off of that because Nintendo is shooting themselves in the foot by stopping free advertising, which nobody else is doing.
Yeah.
And it's so sad, and people like can't play the games that they love for their work because Nintendo is being dumb with their marketing again. Like, it's free advertising, just and like there are games that I've watched on there on YouTube that I'm like, oh, I love that, and then I buy it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess that's it for today. I think Chris is getting really bored of listening to me talk about this since we already had this conversation. But I'm so excited.
Good.
Level 1 to 10 of my excitement levels is like a 10.
Awesome.
And I'm just so happy for Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So I guess that's it for today. Thank you for listening to us ramble about the Switch, because I'm so excited about it. Chris isn't in love with the name.
But I'm excited for it anyway.
Yeah, I think it will grow on him, though. I like the name, especially considering what Nintendo has named, like, all their last consoles from, like, 2007 onwards. It's really good, so... Yeah. But anyway, we'll see you tomorrow.